This has probably been the hardest week or one of the hardest weeks of my life. So, last time we left off was the week before last when I made the vlog, and I was just basically, walking you guys through that week with me. But the next week, I had tests, which was just this last week. Today is Friday, or no, today's Saturday, the 8th, and it's 7:55. I worked today from 7 to 3. It was pretty chill. But yeah, let's just talk about the week I just had. All right. So number one, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I'm in upstate New York, so it was like snowing every day. So every day I'm waking up for school, I'm having to clean off my car, or not even for school really. Having to clean off my car and just like driving and the weather, and it was just a long thing for me. Also, last week I decided, to actually go to the gym Monday through Friday. So I wake up early before class and I go to the gym now daily, Monday through Friday, which, is good. It's good for me. I like that. But I also had a lot going on last week. So to start it off with Monday, genetics test. All right. Now, the genetics test, I don't think it was that bad, but like I was like stressing over it, right? So I was like studying like so much, and like it caused me to not get ahead on work that I usually do because I wanted to just like focus on genetics and focus on studying. So I ended up, took the genetics test. I did okay on it. All right. So here's what happened. So the test comes out. Mind you, I thought it was okay. I ended up getting an 87 on it on the genetics test. I got an 87. The class average was a 67. So I got, and this was for two classes combined. The average was a 67. I got an 87. So I was like, I was like low key like disappointed in myself because of how much I had put into it. But at the same time, um, like comparative to the field, the rest of the field, I did okay, but I did all right. But like, I don't know, like not getting in the 90, like kind of like doesn't sit right with me. But our professors, like low key, I think they like knew that the way that the class started was like unorganized because they were like taking over this genetics from like different professors. So a lot of the stuff was like unorganized, and like we're trying to figure out like what was important, what wasn't important, what we needed to study. So what they did is they were like, all right, everyone will get a second attempt at the test. And this time you can like take it home. You can, you know what I mean, use your notes and stuff, but you can't take it with someone else. And then they were like, we'll take the average of the two tests. So, of course, I took it again. I got a 100 on it the second time. So that brought my grade up for the first test in genetics to a 94. So, pretty good because grades in that class test are 75% of your grade are exams. Okay. So I got a 94 on the first one. I'm sitting well. I'm chilling with that. All right. And I think we're getting into some like easier concepts now that I understand, well, like Punnett squares, probabilities, and things like that about traits being passed down generation to generation. So that was Monday. All right. Dealing with all that on Monday. Um, Tuesday comes around. I have a lab practical for physics on Tuesday. I also had a quiz on Tuesday in physics, I'm pretty sure. But mind y'all, at the same time, I'm thinking ahead this week because Wednesday I have a test in anatomy lab. Thursday I have a neuro test. Friday I have an anatomy test. So like I'm like now I got to try to lock in for these classes because I haven't really been locking in for these classes, and I've been putting all my time into genetics. So I do good on my physics lab practical. I got 100 on that. Wednesday comes around and now I have a lab quiz in anatomy. So I did okay on that. I think the grades haven't come out yet, but I'm pretty sure I did okay. I may have gotten like one or two wrong. And the thing about anatomy, y'all, is like I know it, but I always like answer like I don't know, yeah. I don't know what happens during the quizzes with the anatomy stuff because like I'll know something and then I'll like get in my own head and overthink it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is that," when it's actually that. You know what I mean? So, but I'll be all right in that class, I think. But okay, so I did that. Okay, now Thursday comes around. mind you, our neuro teacher was telling us like, oh, the tests like aren't bad. Like I don't try to like, like I don't try to like OD with the test and make them like super hard. And, just as long as you go over the PowerPoint, you'll be good and this and that. So I'm just like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm hoping I'm gonna go into this. It's gonna be all right. Yeah. This test was like low key crazy. There was like some stuff on there that was like in the slides that we never even talked about. Like it was crazy. All right. The test was like not it. I ended up getting a 90 on that test. So I was like, okay, like I still want to talk to my professor, I think, because she wasn't there. She didn't give the exam because something happened. But I'm going to talk to her on Tuesday and I'm like, hey, like, I don't think we talked about this stuff on the test. And I'll see what she says. But so that was Thursday. And then Friday, I had an anatomy exam for lecture. And I did okay on that. I think I got like a 93 on that. But like coming out of that, y'all, like when I tell y'all, my mind was just like, bruh. And I can only imagine like where I want to go, and like I want to go to like I want to go to med school. That's the end goal. I can only imagine how hard it is for them, like during like an exam week or something like that. So I'm not saying like I can't deal with it. I'm just saying like this has like been the hardest for me, especially since coming back to school. Ever since I got out of the Navy, like this last week was just a lot, and I just gotta like train my brain into getting into these like these zones where it's like, all right, bro, we gotta lock in. But I also wanted to talk to y'all about something that I deal with that I'm pretty sure like a lot of people out there deal with, and that's imposter syndrome. So like while I'm taking these exams and while I'm studying for these exams and stuff like that, I'm trying to tell y'all like no matter how much I know I want it, because I wouldn't be putting myself through this if I really didn't like want to be a physician, like if I didn't want to be a doctor. But like when I tell y'all the amount of like self doubt that you have to deal with, like that is literally like half of my battle. Before I even start studying for an exam, I already gotta like battle myself into thinking like you're gonna do this, like you got it. If you lock in, like you're gonna pass this test. Because like a lot of the time I think to myself and I'm just like, bro, like, am I really smart enough to do this? Do I really have what it takes to do this? Am I wasting my time? Is this stuff just too much for me? My brain can't handle it. So like I'm always like battling and like pulling myself back and forth between those thoughts. And I would just say for like because even like with my test, right? Like it's so bad that I get like 90. I got like a 90, I got like an 89, and I'm just even on the genetics test where the average was a 67, I got an 87, but I'm still thinking in my head like, man, is that good enough for medical school? Like is that smart enough to get me to pass the test in medical school? But during those moments, yeah, I'm telling y'all, you just gotta like I don't know. I just lean into my support system, yeah. I just lean into the people that like believe in me, that push me forward into their words of encouragement, because it can get brutal, man. It can really get brutal. Like just battling yourself and being real with yourself about what you feel like you can accomplish. But don't give up though, I'm telling you, because I'm pretty sure like everyone who's been in these positions right now that I'm in has had these same exact thoughts, could be the smartest of the smartest people, but like just can't give in, can't give up. And that's really what I'm focusing on right now, is just like I got through it. My lowest grade was a 90 throughout all those exams. I had like four in a week. Lowest grade was a 90, so that's pretty good, and another thing I got to start doing is taking it day by day, week by week. Like I'm thinking ahead to, well, if I got this, if I got an 87 on my first genetics test, then what will my final grade could possibly be? Like, sorry about that. I got to just stop thinking about that stuff. Like I got to just be like, okay, I did good on this one. Let's study for the next one, then do good on the next. You know what I mean? Like, don't think about the end goal. I have to think about where I'm at right now, what I'm doing. And if you guys do that, if you just think about the today, like today I went to work, I studied a little at work, I got home, I did some homework, I studied a little bit because I don't have tests now for another few weeks because it's like all my tests wanted to line up like all in the same week. But like, oh, I do have an anatomy lab test next week, but I'm not too worried about that. But like I'm just taking it day by day now, like coming out of that week, I realized that I put a lot more stress on myself than needed to be. You know what I mean? But I think like this might be a thing too if you guys like it, as far as the like weekly updates or things like that. I might do like a weekly update, or if you guys like the vlogs, like let me know. I might do like a day vlogs instead of like week vlogs, but I don't know. You guys got to leave the comments and let me know like what you want to see. But I've been really like this week has been a hard like mental week for me, and I made it through, and all glory to God. That's about all I can say. Um, don't give up, y'all. Like even if you get a bad grade, don't give up, because there's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? No one's perfect. We're all gonna bomb exams from time to time. Like, I gotta stop thinking that every score has to be like a great like 97 or above score, So that's what I'm dealing with right now. If anyone's dealt with that before and y'all can like offer me like any words of encouragement, like that would be good. Or things that you guys focused on or did to make sure you weren't thinking that way, that'd be good. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video just to update you guys for the week that I just had. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Yeah, but here we go. We're going into week, I want to say 5 of the semester, and yep, it's hitting it, y'all. It's hitting the thick of it. So I'm gonna make sure I stay locked in here though, so don't worry about that. But like I said, if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. See you guys in the next one.